Greetings, Otaku Faithful. Thank you for joining me again this week. Once again, it's Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief, and I'm here to bring you all yet again another Discussion of the Week video segment right here on Otaku Assemble! Weekly, as always, I'm here to bring you the latest in this week's Discussion of the Week video segment. And this week's discussion topic comes from Enraged Fixation, who says, this came up over a discussion with a friend of mine, and we ended up debating whether or not most people find their personal legends. Do you think that it is an easy challenge to find one's own personal legend and to pursue it? Have you found your own? How has it impacted you and the people around you? Last but not least, do you know anyone who has tried to find their own but failed? And so, when I commented to Enraged Fixation to clarify exactly what they meant when they said personal legends, they responded with, what I mean by personal legend is identifying one's purpose, identifying our purpose in life and pursuing it, finding our destiny. Whenever someone does something that fills them with enthusiasm, they are following their legend. I guess another way to say it is personal potential. I hope this clears up any unwanted uncertainty. So, pretty much, this is a topic of finding one's destiny. Okay, so, first question, do you think that is an easy challenge to find one's own personal legend and to pursue it? No, it is not. It is not an easy thing to do. I think for the most part, and I kind of spoke about this briefly in my Value of Humanity discussion of the week, which this topic was first posted on the comment section of that video. I think that for most of us, I would say for the majority of humanity, most of us go about life trying to find our destiny or find our personal legend, if you will, and I think that's what the whole meaning of life and purpose of existence is about, is finding that out. And once you find it, seeking the pursuit of said destiny. But no, it's not an easy thing to do, because you have multiple people who, they search for that their entire lives, and some never find it. Some do, some don't. I think at that point, when you want to talk about whether or not someone finds their destiny or not, I think by then what you talk about is a transcendence or a transmigration of what that person's destiny might be. Case in point, let's say for an example, let's say you have a woman who, graduates high school, graduates from college, has an idea of what she wants to pursue as a career, and instead she ends up becoming a housemate, a homemaker. She becomes, a stay-at-home mom, keeps her household, raises her children, that type of thing. Does that mean that she never pursued her destiny or never achieved it? No. Maybe she found fulfillment in, raising a family. Maybe that's what it is. So what I'm saying is, it's not necessarily just a case of success and failure. Sometimes people find a purpose and find fulfillment in pursuing other things that maybe they necessarily never thought of doing. Sometimes these things just happen, and I think that at that point, what you find is a strength in character. When you talk about the concept of character, I think someone who attempts something and may not necessarily succeed, or may even fail, or may never get the chance to pursue it as much as they want to, the ability to adapt to those type of situations and the ability to make the most of those and to find fulfillment in something else, I think is a true test of one's character. To quote Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he says the true measure of a man is not where he stands at times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of conflict and controversy. So consider that. Now let's see. Next question: have you found your own? I think I did. I think I have. And for me, that wasn't an easy task either. I'm not even sure if I shared this story, but the event that, and if I did, I apologize for repeating myself, but the event that occurred to me when I decided what it was I wanted to pursue, sorry, Pop, I'm in the middle of a video. Anyway, but what happened with me was that I was 13 years old. I was in 8th grade. And I was going through a rough patch in my life after my parents divorced. And so, it was pretty hard on me, especially being in that transitional phase, going from preteen to teenage and all the angst and everything, all the hormonal changes and everything that goes on with that. And so, and I was really down. I was, really depressed. I was really, beat up. And it wasn't until I talked with my best friend at the time, who now I consider a brother. Him and his whole family I consider family. He just told me, in all honesty, he sat down with me and he told me, it's like, Larry, dude, it's like, I know you're going through this rough patch, but you got to look at the bigger picture. And he was like, dude, what you can do with your artwork, and what you do with your writing and stuff, not everybody can do that. You have something special that not everyone can do, and he felt like that was for a reason. It was like, dude, you have this gift for a reason, for a purpose. And so after after that conversation, I really had to step back and think about it. And I thought, I've been given something, or something has developed within me that isn't very common, that is unique. And I think that it was my goal to see the full potential of that. Otherwise, I would have viewed it as wasted potential. So that's just pretty much what happened to me. Not everybody has that type of experience, and honestly, I don't. It's like I said, it's one of those type of things. It's like when you're tested. The mark of your character is whether or not you can overcome those type of things, whether or not you can adapt to that type of situation. Not everyone has that type of situation. So it differs for everyone, How has it impacted you and the people around you? Well, like I said, that's my whole reason for rising and falling, for waking up in the morning. That's what's been the driving force of my life for the last decade. We're talking about a conversation, an event that happened in my life 10 years ago. And I'm still staying the course. Now, granted, it's not, it hasn't remained the same. Back then I wanted to do anime. I wanted to be an animator. That quickly became into wanting to be a comic book artist, which then shifted from wanting to be an American comic book artist to shifted to wanting to be an American comic book writer. So it has changed. It's not the same, but the fulfillment I get from it is still the same. And my goal is still the same. And that's how it's impacted me. It's giving me a purpose in life, a deeper meaning than the tangible and what's right here in front of me and all that type of thing. It's given me a reason to keep going on despite all the hardship and all the barriers and things that I've had to pass through. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it is discouraging. There are a lot of things just in the last year, hell, just in the last couple of months that have been very discouraging. But I keep that in mind. That's what keeps me grounded, and that's what keeps me focused. Because, like my friend told me way back then, you have to think about things in the bigger picture, the bigger scope. The trials and tribulations of today should not hinder the goal of tomorrow. And we all lose perspective on things sometimes, but it's always important to keep that perspective, to keep focused, to stay the course. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. I've never considered anything in my life to be easy. I don't think anything's ever been handed to me. I feel like I've always had to fight, to struggle, you know, in order to make my way in the world. But like I said, that I think that's made me stronger for it, because I have struggled, I've suffered, but despite that, I've still, you know, kept this course. To quote Tom Hanks from A League of Their Own, it's like, it's gonna be hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it, but the hard is what makes it worth doing. And how has that impacted the people around me? I have many friends who, you know, they tell me all the time that they're, you know, they're proud of me and that I motivate them to want to achieve their own goals and their own things in life. But it's like I said, many times I feel like I have to be the one to make it. You see what I'm saying? I have to be a living example so that when my friends do see me, or anybody who watches my videos on YouTube or anything like that, you know, I have to make it so that they know it's like, it's not impossible. You know, you can achieve this type of stuff. And last but not least, do you know anyone who has tried to find their own but failed? I've known many people who I feel like haven't achieved their own potential, but then again, what their potential is not necessarily my place to judge. You know, it's like I said in my Value of Humanity video, it's something that you have to find for yourself. I can't make that judgment call for anybody else. You know, I can't look at someone or talk to someone and listen to them and try to figure out what their potential is or what their destiny might be. That's for the person to determine for themselves. So there have been multiple people that I felt haven't lived up to their potential, sure, but not in the not as objectively as just, you know, success and fail as you might think. Just offhand though, from a recent example, I've had two of my friends from high school. We were all in art class together. We were really good friends, and one of which I was actually talking with in early 2012 about doing a comic book with, and he seemed really excited about it, you know, and I had a project in mind that I wanted to, you know, to collaborate with him on. And then in May of 2012, both he and his brother passed away in a car accident. And so, you know, they were, you know, they left far too young and way before their time, and that really did impact me, and it really did help, I think, drive me even further, because they didn't live long enough to see the dream, you know. So that made me feel like I had to do it for them. Matter of fact, I even dedicated the first issue of Totems to them. For any of you all who've read it, their names are mentioned on the inside cover, because that's what I feel like. You know, it's like I said, they didn't live long enough to see the dream, and so I feel like I gotta pick that mantle up and do it for them. But other than that, I don't think there's been any one person that I've known personally where it's like they just, you know, just failed. It's not that simple, and it's not that easy, and it's not that concrete to determine. You know, there are so many factors in life that contribute to that. So yeah, so that's the end of the topic. Once again, I want to thank Enraged Fixation for the great topic. I hope I answered your questions as you would have wanted, and I hope I've been able to shed some light on your topic, and hopefully continued or expanded on that discussion that you and your friend had. So guys, in the comments below, let me know your thoughts on this week's topic, and as always, leave your suggestions for next week's topic and thumb up the ones you want to see me discuss next week. With that being said, this has been Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief, signing off, reminding you guys, Totems issue 1 now on sale. Links are in the description box below. And yeah, with that being said, this has been OAW Commander-in-Chief, signing off, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.